This Panera behind me here is located in a very busy part of the city, and last night it became the focal point for police when an off-duty officer spotted a suspect. A little girl just 20 months old is dead, and the man accused of hurting her has a long criminal record, including hurting one of her siblings just last week. A sad end to Labor Day weekend and a shocking start to the school year for residents here on Jones Street as they woke up to news that two of their neighbors had been stabbed in the house behind me here. Planned Parenthood reports 1.3 million women of reproductive age in Wisconsin would be impacted by the potential ban. That's on top of 36 million nationwide. Most of this morning's graffiti is cleaned up, but opposition to Matt Walsh's visit is still clear tonight. As you can see behind me, demonstrators have begun to gather. Unfortunately, students say that fighting has been a problem here for the past few months. This fight in particular, though, took staff and police to break up. Leah Rodenkirk was laying in bed at the time the shots rang out. Her boyfriend yelled duck for cover, so she dove off the bed and waited there until the shots stopped. Take a trip down the Portage Canal and take a trip back in time. The waterway has been used by Native Americans, settlers, traders, and adventurers for centuries. Scores of people are coming to the Overture Center tonight to honor the life and legacy of a man who changed the world for the better forever. The King Coalition event is about to start, but before that, we have the incredible opportunity to talk to one of Martin Luther King Jr.'s goddaughters, Donzalee Abernathy. Thank you so much for joining us. What an honor. It's been a long time coming for this hometown hero to return home.
It's like a long-lost brother finally coming home.
William Simon, lovingly called Sonny, was born on April 18, 1924. He grew up on Hubbard Avenue in Middleton. In 1943, Sonny graduated from Middleton High School, where he lettered in baseball, basketball, boxing, and football. Today, Middleton's VFW Post 216 bears his name.
Sonny's picture hangs in our memorial hall here, so he's with us at every meeting, and downstairs in the bar area hangs his Letterman sweater, so he's there to share with our stories too.
Sonny served his country at the height of World War II. During his service, he earned several awards, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star. Sonny also wrote home frequently, with his family accumulating over 200 letters. His final battle was fought against German forces in the Hurtgen Forest.
Sonny was initially declared missing in action in November 1944, and then later determined to be killed in action based on eyewitness reports. His remains were never identified.
That was until 80 years later.
There were hundreds of unidentified remains from the Battle of Hurtgen Forest that were stored in an American cemetery vault in Belgium. And only recently, the Department of Defense has started making efforts to identify those remains using DNA tests.
After countless birthdays, holidays, and seasons, Sonny was laid to rest on a beautiful spring day.
It's sunny for Sonny today.
A warm welcome home for the hometown hero who gave so much and inspired so many.
It gives closure to his family, his brother and sister that are still with us, get that closure of seeing their eldest sibling return home.
Emily Ness for 27 News.
It's always a fear since I came out as transgender that I may lose my life.
That fear grew even more real for Ezra Johnson when he walked outside his Beloit apartment and found flyers stuck to the windshield of every car in the parking lot. On them was his old name and picture, along with the caption, "Wanted dead or alive."
I gathered all of them up and threw them away because I couldn't get myself to hold on to it.
Johnson says that incident outside happened at the start of the month. And harassment has since escalated to include harassment inside his apartment, including more hateful flyers left in his mailroom.
Outing me as transgender, calling me a monster, calling me the next school shooter, and offering a cash reward for my body to be turned in.
The harassment came to a head when the word "die" was spray painted on the wall of his patio.
My little safe haven turned into like a self-contained prison.
With the encouragement of loved ones, Johnson filed a police report and brought the harassment to his apartment's attention. However, without security cameras at the apartment, he says there is little evidence to go off of.
I don't know if it's just one person or if it's a group.
Police tell me they are investigating the incident, but do not have any suspects yet. While apartment management told me they painted over the hateful graffiti and are glad Johnson called the police.
The violence and hate has been increasing to members of the LGBTQ community, and especially our trans family members.
In the meantime, friends like Liz Tinder are lifting Ezra up.
Ezra is amazing. He has been such an inspiration to the LGBTQ community.
A GoFundMe has been started to help him achieve his goal of owning a tiny home on wheels. Beyond being a safe place to stay, Johnson says it would allow him to travel across the country and help communities impacted by tragedies. His ultimate dream.
I want to get a master's and become like a licensed social worker and help people.
Johnson hopes sharing his story will help raise awareness about the hatred LGBTQ+ members experience and show he is not backing down.
There needs to be a change.
Emily Ness for 27 News.
Over a century of summers ago, a beloved tradition was born along the banks of the Rock River.
The Wisconsin State Fair has been around for 171 years.
It started as a way to showcase animals and show off talent, traveling from Janesville to Watertown to Madison before finally settling in West Allis.
We landed on this property in the late 1800s.
Over time, countless guests have entered the gates of the fair, each with a unique earthly experience. And there, in the colorful sights, joyful sounds, and delicious smells of it all, tradition united and uplifted them.
Well, everyone has a state fair story.
Jen Puente's state fair story began as a child.
Oh, you know, when you're a kid, everything looks amazing. You know, the rides look bigger, and the games look bigger, and the stuffed animals you win look bigger.
From the first time she went to the fair, Jen was hooked. In fact, she never really left.
There's a magic that makes State Fair State Fair.
Jen participated in 4-H, was crowned the fairest of the fairs for Ozaukee County, and found her life's passion for marketing and communication through an internship with the fair. Jen's story was still being written, though. After working on the fairgrounds for several years, she crossed paths with the love of her life, who also worked on the fairgrounds.
We were floating in the same little cloud for a very long time, for about 10 years, without really having ever met. And once we finally did meet up, there was no turning back.
On stage during a Salt and Peppa concert at the Wisconsin State Fair, a Cinderella moment as the Faircross lovers got engaged.
It was a really cool experience, and I'm really glad I have on video, or I don't know that I would believe it ever happened.
Times have changed since the fair's inception. The pandemic canceled it altogether, and today there's a lot more security. Regardless, organizers have always found a way to keep the tradition in rotation, inspiring state fair stories for years to come.
We worked through a lot of different things to create an innovative solution with the Fair Food Drive-Thru, which we were able to host with people in their vehicles, getting some fair food and getting a little taste of the fair, which really challenged our team to be more innovative than ever.
The bar will continue to rise as time goes on, but organizers say it's one they intend to meet, to inspire and entertain the masses.
For those that have never been to the state fair, it is ripe for memories that you can create with your family.
That's why this year, Jen plans to pass the history and magic of the Wisconsin State Fair on to the next generation as she brings her baby boy for the very first time.
And I can't wait to see his reaction to everything that we love.
In West Allis, Emily Ness for 27 News.